Hey there.
Hi.
You're probably wondering why we brought you here,
We're sorry about kidnapping you.
but it had to be done.
It really did.
We have something to tell you,
It's very, very important you listen.
because you might end up like us.
Yeah, and no one wants that.
My name's Kana.
I'm Ace.
We were once just like you.
Happy-go-lucky people wanting an exploration of something spooky.
And we got it.
Oh boy, did we get it.
We really thought it would be a good idea. We're going through our plans and talking about what we were going to do once we got to the bridge. Like, it was all just going to be fun and games. Boy, were we wrong. We were so wrong. It was late October, nearing on Halloween, when we finally decided to go through with it and bought the tickets. 3 days in Texas, 3 nights, 1 day to prepare. The rest was going to be spent in the woods. We had cameras, mics, batteries, flashlights, plenty of food and water for a few days, tents, and all the survival gear we could buy on a budget of $20 at Walmart. Okay, it was a couple lighters and a Swiss Army knife. We really thought we were going to catch some ghosts on camera and just post it to YouTube for some clout. We went to the old Alton Bridge in Texas, near Denton. We heard that a demon by the name of Goatman resided there, and we so desperately wanted to catch something on camera, just to prove that ghosts and demons were real. But we were naive, foolish, stupid, and for it, we paid the ultimate price. August 2020. An unholy, piercing scream rang through the house. Ace ran through the house to see what the scream was about. Upon entering Connor's room, he saw his friend gaping at her phone with the craziest look in her eye. In her other hand was a credit card.
What the hell is going on? Who is dead?
Dude, I did it. I just did it.
Did what? Are we rich? Did we win the lotto?
Better. We just spent $100.
How is that better?
Because we only spent $100 on 2 plane tickets to Dallas, Texas.
Whoa, how'd you pull that off? Plane tickets are hella expensive.
'Cause I bought 57 days in advance on a Tuesday, no window seats, and we're bundled in the worst possible seats. Duh. It's the best time and way to buy plane tickets. Which means we got 57 days to get packed and ready.
Okay, I don't know about that. What do I have to do?
Okay, so we can't take a bunch of the stuff we need on the plane, which means we're gonna have to buy it down there, but we are gonna pack up our cameras, batteries, and all that jazz, so we're ready for the bridge. We gotta make a list of what we need down there and make sure we're well researched before what to expect.
Okay, so I'm gonna let you do the research. I'm gonna go shopping for some new clothes to wear on this trip, because,
Okay, buy a couple tents, doesn't have to be anything fancy. This is what we've been waiting for.
no problem, will do. Anything else I need to pick up?
We'll get food and water and everything else in Denton, since we can't take it all on the plane. For now, we prep.
Okay, I will be back in a few hours.
Ace runs out of the room and out the front door. Connor started grabbing her equipment and gently packing them up with all the batteries she needed. She also went online to book a hotel room and rental car. October 2020. Connor and Ace packed up, hopped the plane, and took the terrible 3-hour plane ride to Dallas. Upon arriving, they took their rental car to Denton and to their hotel room.
Okay, so this is the fancy room.
It's not that fancy, dude. It's not even a TV. The plane wasn't so great. Stuck 4 rows apart, both between some very sweaty individuals.
Whatever, as long as I have a plug for my phone, I got some people to message.
Yeah, whatever. Let's nap and then we'll get this show on the road.
After taking a quick power nap, Kana and Ace head to the store to pick up some extra supplies, then make their way to the old Alton Bridge. On the way, they document what they know so far of the bridge.
The Old Alton Bridge is a historic iron truss bridge connecting Denton and Copper Canyon. The bridge is known as Goatman's Bridge due to a legendary demonic satyr that is believed to inhabit the forest surrounding the area. One legend tells of a black goat farmer who moved his family to a house north of the bridge in the 30s. His name was Oscar Washburn. He was an honest and dependable businessman, and the North Texans endearingly began to call him the Goatman because he had a bunch of goats on his farm. But of course, this story has a racist undertone. Klansmen and the local government. Yeah, this story has corrupt government. Turned to violence after Washburn put up a sign on Alton Bridge that said, "This way to the Goatmans." So the Klansmen crossed the bridge and kidnapped Washburn and hung him from a noose over the bridge. But then when they looked down to see if he was dead, the noose was empty. And panicking, they returned to his family and then slaughtered his wife and children.
My bad. Sorry, I was up all night messaging Kyle. He says hi, by the way, but keep going. I'm listening now.
Now? Were you not listening before? Okay, you know what? I don't have time for this. I literally said to your face, take a nap.
Well, but you can't blame me. Kyle is hellified. Like, seriously.
Anyways, another legend says that bridges are doorways to other realms, and Satanists performing rituals open a doorway to the demon known as Goatman, who now resides in the forest with ghostly entities. People claim to have seen glowing eyes, hearing growling voices telling them to get off the bridge, hooves following them across the bridge, and, general weird, freaky noises. And apparently, tapping 3 times on the bridge will conjure Goatman. Do you know why 3 times? Connor looked over at Ace.
Because, 3rd time's the charm?
No, because it's a perversion of the Holy Trinity.
Oh. Okay. Makes sense. So, if I walk up to the bridge, tap 3 times, some stuff about to go down?
Yeah. So, we're totally gonna tap on the bridge when we get there.
Cool, let's get this party going and get some fun footage.
Okay, bet. Connor and Ace made it to the bridge just as the sun started to go down. Nearly all the paint had been chipped off, and the deep forest forebode a frightening fate. Not many words were passed as Connor and Ace stepped over the threshold and began their trek across the bridge. Halfway across, they stopped. Remembering that by striking the bridge 3 times, Goatman would appear, they argued over who would perform the ritual. Okay, dude. Hit it.
I'm not going to be the reason we get killed. You hit it.
I drove.
I don't care. You hit it.
Fine. Connor then tapped the bridge 3 times. Both waited in anticipation for Goatman to appear, cameras at the ready. What seemed like eternity passed, and nothing happened.
Maybe it takes a bit for the ritual to work?
Maybe. Let's push on, though. The two continued across the bridge and into the forest. Both foolishly thought there was nothing to be afraid of. As the sun fell, the spirits rose. The two chattered indiscriminately about the agony of the plane trip, the boy Ace was talking to, who missed them more, their dogs or their cats, and what they were going to see that night. It's getting pretty dark. Switch on the night vision.
Okay.
Ace falls on his face.
Oh.
Dumbass.
That is not helpful, friend.
Whatever. Let's go. The two continued further into the bowels of the dense forest beyond. Around them, twigs snapped and branches moved. Suddenly, both were hit with a sudden feeling of morose.
There's something out there.
It's probably the spirits of all those who disappeared the last century in these very woods.
Shut up. No, it's not.
It could be. I mean, there's a lot of rumors about this place. What the fork was that?
I don't know, but I don't like it. We need to get back to the car. It's that way, right?
Dude, we're not going back to the car. We're camping out here tonight, remember?
We may have a problem?
Boy!
What?
I know you didn't forget the camping gear.
You see, I think you will find this humorous at some point. So I was not quite awake this morning, as you remember, the whole Kyle thing. And so, I kind of might have not, remembered to pack the stuff in the car before we left. Maybe, possibly so.
Guess we're sleeping on the ground tonight. Connor had waited far too long for the trip, and it wasn't going to be ruined for one dum-dum who forgot to pack one of the most essential parts of a paranormal camping trip. Little did she know, both had completely forgotten their survival gear. Between them, they had 3 water bottles, 2 granola bars, a single strip of beef jerky, and way too many backup batteries. Unfortunately for them, their brief argument caused them to completely forget the scream that began said argument. As they walked deeper into the forest, completely in the wrong direction, mind you, they were not walking on the trail, but rather heading into the unknown. Strange lights followed behind them. Should either turn around, the lights would suddenly vanish, and while neither dared to admit it, both heard the sound of a woman laughing. It was a terrifying laughter, not one of someone who just heard a funny joke. It was one of a maniac, a psychopath, a killer. Hours passed, but to them it was mere minutes. Ace spoke incoherently, his camera swinging every which way. Connor said nothing, her camera steady, despite her left hand vibrating at a frequency that could shatter glass. Funny thing, to those who would look at the camera's footage, nothing showed up on Connor's cam, but Ace caught plenty. Go back. Return. Leave this place. He comes. Turn back. Before he gets you. Whispers surrounded them, begging them to turn back and go home. But as all ghost hunters do, they ignored the warnings and pushed forward. It was like neither could hear the whispers, too high on their own desires. The only light came from their flashlights. The trees were so dense, no moonlight could shine through. The strange lights had disappeared, the spirits themselves too afraid to follow. The whispers died down. Behind them, the ghostly figure of a woman stood. An evil grin spread on her pale face. The sound of running hooves grew louder and closer. At this point, Connor and Ace knew they were in trouble, but kept walking, although at a brisker pace. The hooves were right behind them. They started running. Closer. 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 Gone. The hooves stopped. Soon, so did they. But neither turned around. Dude?
Yeah?
Where did it go?
I don't know, but we need to get in the other direction.
Isn't it behind us? It was coming from behind us.
I can't answer that, and I ain't turning around to see.
We gotta see. On 3, we turn around together.
Okay. 1,
2, 3. But only Ace turned around. Connor stared straight ahead.
We are all good. Nothing is there. Wait. Why are you not turning the fork around with me? Friend? Ace turned around slowly, fearing what was there.
Goatman! Goatman sprang forward at the calling of his name, grabbing Connor and dragged her into the woods. She didn't scream for help, but rather shot out several colorful insults at the demon, dragging her to her death.
No! Friend, you can't leave me. You have the keys. And, you're my friend.
No. Ace began to run in all directions, screaming nonsense and waving his arms in all directions, with the camera moving with him.
I don't know where to go. I have no keys.
It was hard to tell what was happening in the footage. However, one thing was clear. If Ace wasn't screaming, he would have heard the hooves running towards him at inhuman speeds.
I don't know what to do. I wasn't supposed to be here.
Ace felt 2 things before his death. Second was the searing pain of claws tearing into its flesh. And first, his hand slapping against hard bone and fur. So there you have it. We were foolish to enter those woods, and foolish to pretend like nothing was wrong. We should have heeded the warnings from the spirits, and now we are doomed to walk the very forest we died in, along with the rest of Goatman's victims. Don't cross the old Alton Bridge.